Well, thank you, Mayor Andy Street, for coming to our office here in Birmingham. Delighted you're able to officially open our office today at tor&co. Please cut the ribbon.
Thank you very much, and I should say first of all, thank you for investing in our region. Delighted that you have the confidence to make this commitment. We're going to go from strength to strength, obviously.
Thank you.
So let's do the business. If I can cut it with a blunt pair of scissors.
Superb, thank you. Mayor Andy Street, tor&co wishes to thank you for officially launching our office today here in Birmingham City Centre. Of course, you were the key driver in our decision to open up our new planning and design practice for the West Midlands region. As an SME business, what is your key message for businesses like our own wanting to set up shop here?
So I'm very pleased to have come along today to formally open your offices here in Birmingham. And it's brilliant, actually, to think that we almost joked a few months ago about you've got to set up a permanent place here, not just do contracts here. So it's brilliant to see it come to fruition. So thank you for having the confidence. And that really takes me to the answer to your question. If I was advising an SME on setting up here, I would say look at the economic fundamentals. I always call it the first paragraph of the board report. So is the economy here in good shape? Is it projected to do well going forward? Are there a lot of opportunities? So my simple advice would be follow the market. And I think you then find that you're coming to be part of this wonderful cluster of professional services firms that we're seeing in the city and indeed beyond now.
And for business, actually, strong leadership is incredibly important to foster that sort of nature. So that in itself was very helpful from your side, I think.
Thank you very much. So I do think actually certainty. I don't necessarily say it's about individual personalities, but having a clear plan for the region, knowing what we're doing, knowing where we're going, I do think that's important for business to get behind.
And as an interdisciplinary planning and design practice at tor&co, what priority do you place on good quality design and plan making? And how can the WMCA ensure placemaking is at the forefront of new developments across the region?
So there's nothing more important than the whole question of the quality of design and placemaking. You know, our followers will look back at this period in 50 years' time and say, did they do the right things? And of course, the architecture that's left, the urban environments that are left are a critical test of that. So way I always like to think about that, people in your type of job are actually laying down something that generations to come are going to see. We all have our views on what people in the 60s did, and of course, we need to do somewhat better. So what can the WMCA do to the second half of your question? Obviously, what we can do particularly is some of the questions about the transport investment, infrastructure investment that actually almost form the canvas, the blank canvas, the framework. And that's the role of the public sector to get those policies, provisions correct. But then, of course, it's the private sector that actually bring forward the individual developments on that.
Fantastic. And finally, just on skills, practices like our own will only succeed with access to skilled workers, architects, planners, urban designers, landscape architects, as well as even graphic designers. As we seek to grow the business and employ local people, what support and work are you doing to grow the talent pool across the region?
So for any business setting up here, the skill question is perhaps the most important of all, actually. And the good news is 53,000 graduates a year in the West Midlands. That's more than any other region outside London. And of course, lots of them in the sort of disciplines that the professional services would want to call upon, actually. So that's good. But what we're also doing is looking particularly at the FE sector and thinking particularly about how do we make sure that the programmes in FE are actually fitting the economic plan of the region going forward. And I'm really pleased that you've seen a deliberate tilt towards those sectors where we're going to be great in the future, particularly around engineering, advanced manufacturing, the services that support them. So actually influencing directly the programmes in FE is a critical thing we can do.
Mayor Andy Street, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.